Good afternoon. My name is Buffy. I'm a women's lifestyle creator on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I ended my broadcast because I didn't have sound. I feel like I have sound now. Um, and so hopefully that this will come back through. Um, so let's talk about when fear looks like something else, the human behavior mistakes that create unsolved mysteries. One of the biggest mistakes people make in true crime is assuming they know what fear should look like. We think fear should be obvious: panic, crying, running, desperation. But what if fear doesn't look afraid? What if fear looks angry? What if fear looks irrational? What if fear looks calm? And what if some of the most enduring mysteries in America exist because people misunderstood what they were looking at? Tonight, we're investigating the cases where behavior became the mystery. Hello, my name's Buffy. For those of you that don't know me, I don't know if you were on my initial live. I think I have sound now, hopefully. The human brain hates uncertainty. It wants answers. It wants explanations. It wants a story. And so, before evidence even arrives, interpretations begin. Let's talk about the danger of interpretation. As an attorney, one thing I learned very quickly is that people often confuse observations with conclusions. Observation: he was walking down the road. Conclusion: he must have been running away. Observation: she seemed nervous. Conclusion: she must be guilty. Observation: he sounded frightened. Conclusion: he must have been paranoid. The problem? The conclusion doesn't automatically follow the observation. And that's where many mysteries begin. Why human behavior is so difficult. Human beings are not predictable. When faced with danger, some freeze. I tend to be a freezer. Some run. Some become emotional. Some become silent. Some become irrational. Some become strangely calm. That's why behavior can be one of the most misleading forms of evidence, because observers are constantly comparing what they see to what they imagine they would do. And those are rarely the same thing. I never would have thought that I would have been a freezer, but apparently I am. The Brandon Lawson example. One reason the Brandon Lawson case continues to generate debate is because people are not merely discussing facts, they're discussing behavior. What was he experiencing? Why did he sound the way he sounded? Why did he make the choices he made? One group sees fear, another sees confusion, another sees paranoia, another sees crisis, and then another, the facts remain largely unchanged and the interpretation changes. Let's talk about Patricia Meehan. The same thing happens in the Patricia Meehan case. Witnesses saw behavior that appeared unusual, but unusual behavior doesn't come with labels attached. The public wants certainty. Reality rarely provides it. So people fill in the blanks. And once the blanks are filled, those interpretations can survive for decades. Why witnesses disagree. One of the biggest misconceptions in criminal investigations is that conflicting witnesses mean somebody is lying. Not necessarily, not so fast. Human memory isn't a video recording. It's reconstruction. People notice different details, focus on different threats, assign different meanings, and sometimes two completely honest witnesses walk away believing completely different stories. The most dangerous phrase. There is one phrase I hear all the time: that doesn't make sense. But here's the question. Does it make sense or doesn't fit expectations? Those are not the same thing. Because none of us are going to do this, have the same reaction day in and day out. We oftentimes are going to experience things differently as we have different life experiences, different views, different likes and dislikes, different personalities, different preferences, which is all normal. The verdict. The verdict in today's case: many mysteries survive not because evidence is missing, but because human behavior is incredibly difficult to interpret. Sometimes the greatest mystery isn't where someone went. The greatest mystery is understanding what they were experiencing before they disappeared. So in closing, the next time someone says, I know exactly what happened, pause, ask questions, examine assumptions, because certainty can be comforting, but certainty is not always the truth. And sometimes the biggest mystery isn't the crime, it's the human being at the center of it. The case remains open. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry about the audio snafu from the beginning. Thank you for tuning in with me, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I tend to go live both on TikTok Live and YouTube Live, so feel free to check it out. If you got some value, please feel free to like and subscribe if you like. I have 2 podcasts. One is Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress, which is a psychology channel. And the second one is a true crime channel, which is called Grace and Gavel, where truth meets compassion, as I'm an almost 18-year criminal defense attorney. So if you're interested in those, please feel free to check it out. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you knew that I wasn't trying to get away from you. I was just trying to fix the audio. So not very technically savvy sometimes, but thank you for the like. I appreciate it. And I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Again, my name is Buffy, and it was nice to meet you. Yes, Sundancer, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Good to see you.